Hi, I'm Dave. This is the Cyderbaby pod, and we are talking to Led by Lanterns. Hello.
Hello.
Hello. How are we doing?
Right, introduce yourselves left to right, please, guys.
I'm Chris. I play guitar.
I'm Sean. I'm the vocalist.
I'm Snake, and I play drums.
Nice.
Ideal. Right, Led by Lanterns. I haven't really heard of you guys before. Tell me a bit about yourselves.
So we're based in Birmingham, or close to Birmingham. We just say Birmingham because if anybody lives anywhere else, they don't know where, kind of exactly where we live. But we kind of have like our music is kind of like heavy riffs, melodic vocals, and we try to stick to that. It's kind of hard to define what we actually do because we're making it. So it's really hard.
We bounce between the heavier side and the poppier side, definitely. Yeah.
Trying to find that sweet spot.
Okay. So how long have you guys been going there?
We actually formed in 2014, and
Right.
it was actually me and Chris. Well, actually, Chris, you started the band, didn't you?
It was a totally different lineup. We had a different singer, a bit of a different musical direction, and then we released an EP, and then everything kind of changed. Our situations changed. We realised that we had a bit of a different direction to our singer and our drummer, and we ended up sort of having a dilemma of do we just break up or do we carry on?
Yeah.
And at the time, Sean had just written a single called Alive, and we thought, no, this song's great. You know, we're starting to get a nice fan base, a good community build up around the band. Why not just give it a go? Let's release a song, slightly different lineup, and see how it goes. And it just went down so well that's what's happened since. Snake came on board to play drums, and Rob, who's not here at the moment, came on board to play bass. And yeah, so what year was that? When did that happen?
2019.
2019. So yeah, 3 years ago. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. So you've had COVID to contend with as well. So
Don't even.
all right. Is that a sore subject by any chance?
Yeah. So we. Yeah.
Go on, you better explain.
In simple terms, it messed everything up. To explain it a bit, we had a tour booked. We had to move that tour, and just now, we've got another headline tour booked, and we've had to move this tour as well.
Today, literally.
We announced it today.
It,
yeah. So
it's too soon.
We have done some of our best stuff during lockdown, though. To be honest, so some of the lockdown's been a bit of a blessing.
Yeah.
Because we've done some amazing things like the Alliance and the amount of writing you've been able to do because you've been off.
Oh yeah, it's been great.
Well,
yeah,
that first lockdown when you weren't allowed to work if you couldn't, it was incredible because
we got so much done.
I think most of our songs off our latest album is most of it is in lockdown.
Yeah.
It was all written in.
And you know, we've always been trying to. I think a lot of bands are trying to balance two lives. Like we're not making money in this industry, so we've got to make money somehow. So we've all got full-time jobs pretty much. That's, Snake runs actually this business that I'm wearing his t-shirt for. He makes vegan seitan.
Yeah, vegan mock meats and sell them to restaurants through the UK.
From
home.
Yeah, Sean's a painter and decorator, and I was a front of house engineer, but I lost all that because of the lockdown as well. That's another story. So I've now become an electrician. So when the lockdown happened, we actually had a lot more time to give to the band because we didn't have to do our jobs. So it was great.
Okay, thanks. So we'll come back to the tour a little bit later on. So you've obviously done a lot of writing. You've got a single out now. Please tell me the title of the single.
The song's called 6 Feet Down.
Right.
It's a little bit of a different one for the rest of the album because we actually we feature an artist rather than featuring, because in a couple of the songs on the album we've got singers who feature on the songs. This time we've actually got a dance group, like a dance artist sort of featuring on this, that's kind of like made like this middle eight sort of, and it's completely not us, but we absolutely love it.
Yeah.
Um,
But yeah, that's our latest single, 6 Feet Down.
but you've got an album coming out as well. So
Yes.
what's this all about then?
Really soon, literally in 7 days, a week.
Oh boy.
So on the 28th of January,
Okay.
our album's coming out. It's called Paralysis. You better describe what Paralysis is about. Actually, you're the man.
So yeah, a couple of songs into writing this album, I realised that a lot of it was about mental health. And I was actually suffering quite bad a few years ago with something called sleep paralysis. We've got a music video for a song, Paralysis, and it kind of shows you what I experienced. But what it is falling asleep and not being able to move and kind of being like half awake, half asleep.
Yeah.
And then you kind of envisioning things happening in the room. It's actually quite a common thing, but I had that for years, and it kind of left me feeling really trapped. And so a lot of the songs on the album are actually about different situations that can make you feel trapped. And for years, I felt like I was actually very, very much alone in that, until actually speaking to a lot of people that I now absolutely love the music. So that's kind of like what we want to get across, is we don't want anyone to feel like they're on their own, feeling like they're trapped in a situation. So that's kind of like the message that we were trying to push with this album.
Do you think writing about this as well has helped you get over that kind of problem? Or
for me personally, absolutely, yeah. It kind of feels like a timestamp, like it's like a diary. I don't actually write in a diary, but writing music has become that for me over the years. And it is a way of actually thinking about it, and it helps me sort of articulate the way that I want to explain it. And yeah, it does, yeah. So when I look back at the album now and look at all the songs kind of represent a completely different time. And it's kind of nice because it does, you look back at it and you think, wow, I can't believe I actually felt like that at that time. And it goes to show that you will get over it.
Okay.
Eventually, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, mental health and various problems like that. I mean, it's quite a fruitful writing font, should we say. But I've come across several bands that have written about several different problems, and and it's just like a release.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, well done you. Hopefully everything will be fine. So when's the album out, and what label, or if you have a label, or is it self-financed, or is it?
We're entirely self-efficient. I mean, after our last headline tour, we picked up a booking agent, which has been really helpful, and he's led us up to picking up PR. But other than that, we're doing this by ourselves. And we've got an amazing community of fans. We've created this community called the Lanterns Alliance, and that's basically where we get our inspiration for the new idea that we're going to put forward, and also where we get a lot of our funding, because we've built a community that want to support us directly through Patreon, through our Twitch channel, through donations and stuff. This backdrop actually is what we use on tour, and it was entirely funded through those donations. So we've put their names down each side of it.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, and so where was I? I just thought, because we only put this up today, and I turned around and I was looking at it. Oh, that's actually really cool, isn't it? And then I just completely lost where I was.
Last time we saw that was July.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What about the album coming out? Was that the question?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean,
when's the album coming out?
That'll do. That's a question. That'll do. That's
if it's by ourselves, yeah. So yeah, it's all by ourselves, but with the help of. That's what I was trying to say.
That happens to me all the time,
but we couldn't have done it without the help of the fans.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's actually so inspirational seeing how this community has grown, especially through lockdown. Actually,
yeah, it does feel very lonely doing. We have a lot of friends in bands that are signed to a label, and they've got so much support behind them. And it has felt really lonely, kind of like trying to create this thing and push it out. But having these guys behind us, like in the Lanterns Alliance, it really feels like we do have that support that we were lacking. It's very different, but they have literally been there for us since day one. And,
like right now, we're nearly at 1 million streams for the singles that we've released from the album so far, which is which we think is incredible. And when we announced that we were postponing the tour, they turned the whole rather than just being upset and making it horrible, because we didn't want to do it, and we've had to do it. And rather than them just taking it on board as a horrible thing, they've gone, right, that's annoying, but let's do what we can to cheer them up. Let's get them to 1 million streams on the album before it even is released as an album. And that's what they're doing now. They're having listening parties every day. They've got their Spotify's open, running, streams all the time, multiple accounts and all sorts. And they're just constantly talking about it. And so we can obviously see their conversations in the Lanterns Alliance. And it's unbelievable because you think it's going to be really bad news, and they just turn it around. And they've done that with so many things that kept us motivated and going. It's really cool.
I mean, we have a Discord as well, and some of these people weren't even friends before we started this community. So a lot of these people now, like there's people that live in Germany that have never even met each other before. But so obviously the tour isn't happening next week, but because there's a group of people that have booked flights and they've booked coaches, they're all going to come over anyway and meet with everybody else who they've never met before and just hang out with them. And just, I think they're going to meet them in Leeds and in Birmingham.
It's cool.
They have their own little friends tour.
Yeah,
sort of
it's
thing.
really cool.
It is really cool.
Wow, that's quite amazing. That's pretty good, especially in this day and age. So are you going to be producing physical copies of the album, or are you just relying on streams? I'm talking as an older person here who
funny
used to
story.
buy vinyl and CDs.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
So we really wanted to do vinyl because it's massive and allows for great artwork. But there's like a worldwide shortage of vinyl at the moment. So you literally cannot do it. So we're doing the next best thing as cool as we can. As like a CD and a cool digipack cardboard thing with a nice decorative obi strip, it's called, around it and stuff, just to make it a bit more special than just a CD in a jewel case.
Cool.
And so we're doing that, and we're only selling it at the moment as part of a pre-order bundle, which comes with like a t-shirt, poster,
letter,
a pin,
some Polaroids as well.
Yeah. So it's like a cool bundle.
Don't mention the Polaroids, please.
Don't mention the Polaroid. So that's physical copies, yes. And as soon as vinyl becomes available, we plan to do well, I don't want to announce it yet, but a cool edition of the album on vinyl.
Right. So where can prospective fans buy these?
Everything, tour tickets, everything is at ledbylanterns.com. Really easy to remember. Just go there and it links to every possible thing, videos to watch, song, all to playing the music on any platform.
You can get onto the Lanterns Alliance there. So if you're not sure what we were actually talking about when we mentioned the Lanterns Alliance, you should just go and have a look, because there's like there's 3 different tiers you can look at, and you can see what you get for each tier. And so there's loads of stuff.
And the link to the Discord's there. Everything's there, basically. Ledbylanterns.com for everything by Lanterns.
Ideal. So the dreaded tour, I'm guessing it's been postponed because everybody's just getting COVID at the moment.
And it's funny because the restrictions are ending, but that doesn't mean that straight away we can tour. No. There's still a hurdle to overcome, and we're hoping that, we know by April we'll be okay.
Surely.
It's going to happen.
Surely.
It's going to happen.
I mean, I think it's more promoters at the moment. They were so unsure because obviously there weren't any sort of guidelines set a couple of weeks ago, and obviously these discussions need to happen before the shows happen. So obviously there's been a lot of tours that I've seen on Instagram recently being postponed. You've got the Grey
Adele postponed, just with less than 24 hours notice. And people flew out to Las Vegas. Is it Las Vegas? Yeah.
Oh boy.
It could have been worse.
I'm not quite sure how it could be worse for Adele, but okay. So what dates have we got booked? Is somewhere in April, isn't it?
Yeah, it starts on the 15th in Bristol, and then consecutively we got Bristol, Birmingham on the 16th, London on the 17th, Newcastle on the 19th. So we got a day off in the middle.
Oh, lovely.
That's nice. Wonder where we can go. On Glasgow on the 20th, Manchester on the 21st, and Leeds as a big finale on the 22nd.
Excellent. So, well, I look forward to seeing you guys and hearing the album when it comes out next week. Led by Lanterns, thank you very much for your time.
No
And
worries.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
wish you the best of luck.
Cheers. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.